Okay.
Get Lizia and Taya on.
Hey,
Hey,
hey. Can you hear
how
me?
are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Yeah, it's a bit of a delay, but I can hear you. It's like a second delay.
All right, so my nerves are getting bad. Like I should like go to the car or something. This is like way too important. Girl, don't start telling me I look like my daddy over here. So Dale, is it bad? Should I like go outside or do something?
No, if it gets worse, no, I mean this is doable. I've been in some lives where it's been a lot worse. So right now it just got clearer like too. So I think we should be good.
All right, so this has been running smooth, but I told you when greatness is coming, the devil is, is getting busy. So, hi, thank you so much for getting on. It's been a while since we've seen each other
Right.
like this, but a little bit of history. We go way back to your was that your first film?
Yeah, 1997. That was my first film, my first script, my first acting, my first producing. It was a humble crew and of course, my wonderful, amazing wife Kim, who you know. So it's been a journey.
Yes, 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 yes. And I want to thank you guys for giving me like my first real speaking role, kind of, sort of. Like I came up to New York and it was, it was a mess, but
I
it
remember
rained
it was
that
like
day. Huh?
it was like yesterday. I still remember like the hair shop scene. I remember everything.
Yeah.
Look,
So Dale,
Kim just handled me this.
I have mine. I have
Yep.
mine. Like, so I thought I was the shit when I could go in. It was Blockbuster at the time. I went in Blockbuster and got the movie. I was like, yo, I'm in this movie.
Yep.
So anyway, Dale, listen, I don't want to speak for you. When I posted some of the things about CRACKA and I
Mhm.
posted your flyer, people were asking what your nationality was.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy because the ignorance in this world, in this country, is so deep and it's so racist. Can you turn that down on your side a little bit? It blows my mind to see the first things that come out of people's mouths, especially the ignorant ones. First of all, my last name is Resteghini. My middle name is Anthony. That's Italian. So I am not some Jew as they refer to it. I'm not some kike as they refer to me. Like the ignorance behind that question, that comment that you've seen and that I saw in a lot of different posts and comments is just automatic knee jerk, alt right, white supremacy, stupidity. And even if I was Jewish, we all have many Jewish friends at various factions of religion, and that's just it doesn't even matter if I was Jewish or not. It's just stupid. So there you go. I'm 85% Italian and a mix of some Middle Eastern, some Irish, that. But by and large, I'm Italian.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey Kim, love you, girl. Well, no, some of my people want to know if you had any black in you. They're
Oh,
like,
got you. No. Not that unless you know what? I think there's maybe a half of 1%, but I'm not going to pull a political move and say I'm black and claim that. So there you go.
but your wife is.
Yes, absolutely. Through and through. You already know that. As is a lot of my amazing circle, and even like a lot of the team, the DIY team. DIY is short for do it yourself. Uh, are a lot of black and brown girls on both coasts that help get word out. It was like I think Jay Tasha that came up with us dropping the trailer initially on Juneteenth. and all these amazing, wonderful, talented Black and brown people that helped me pull this together, as well as my Caucasian brothers and sisters, and my Asians and my Latins. But by and large, I have a large circle of Black and browns that in family, on various continents that support what we do and what we're all about.
And we love to see it, and we love your support. And like I think it may have been Kim in there saying, you hold the sisters down, and
Right.
we appreciate that. Like I can remember. Do you remember? Well, I ventured out on my own and attempted to move out to LA. And you kind of took me under your wing a little bit. You said, meet you at this comedy show. And
Right.
JB, what's his name? JB Smooth was playing there.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
even remember? And
That-
I had the best time. I laughed so hard that night. He was like, he was kind of funny looking to me and funny, like awkward moving. And then we went to IHOP and all that kind of stuff. But I ended up back in Baltimore. But
Well,
yes, you've been at day one.
Fate and destiny, your fate and destiny brings us all in different journeys, and ultimately we're at where we're supposed to be at that point in time. Like there's just no getting around it. So, but yeah, you definitely qualify under the definition of what an authentic day one is. You are certainly a day one with us, because Colors of Rage was my first of everything in terms of being a filmmaker. And even though I had a life prior to that, as far as this industry goes, like you're a day one. And as we know, and culturally we know, day ones get a lot of extra benefits and passes and access that, day 4, 5, 6 and Johnny come latelys and Cindy come latelys don't get, because they just weren't along for the ride. And, we all understand what that means.
Kim, you see what Kim just said? Crystal
No, I didn't
be in the CRACKA series. Yeah, Kim. So we're gonna get to CRACKA, but I want to know, like, you already know I watched it, and I have some folks on here who, we're gonna get it popping. They're gonna download it tonight. But what made you come up with that idea?
So it started out like this. It was the beginning of 2017. I had a new manager at the time, and he was getting me in a lot of good rooms and meetings in LA, a lot of generals and some great scripts and whatnot. And he said, "Listen, everybody knows your talent as a music video director, and remember, Colors of Rage was a lifetime, a generation ago, a filmmaker's generation ago, or 2 generations ago, when it was on film and it was a more analog process, and it was sort of just like, it was the wild, wild west in terms of like the independent cinema scene, with like the Tarantinos and Jim Jarmusch's and the Roberto Beninis and Robert Rodriguez's, and I was like following in those footsteps along with my other filmmaker peers at that point in time. So along that journey, it's just been a process to get to where I'm at right now. And so, having had success as an independent filmmaker and crossing into music videos where I just crushed it, I then decided, okay, let me focus on film and TV long form. So my manager at that point in time said, listen, give me something more narrative so we can show these studio heads and agents that you can actually direct talent and work with a script. And I'm like, I've done this before. Like but you can't use Colors of Rage from 1997, 98, which is a flawed first film, but it's still one of my babies. Like, I'm proud of that experience, that film. But I can't use that as a representation of my work as a filmmaker, because it just doesn't par up with what they want to see. Especially having gone from independent filmmaking on my first film on a low budget 16mm film to the slick and glossy world of music videos with Puffy and Akon and Guns N' Roses and everybody else. So I followed that advice, and I said, okay, let me create something new. I was just going to create like a scene out of a developing script I've been working on about the life of Crispus Attucks, who's a famed runaway slave from Boston, whose story I know well because I'm from Boston. So
is that because you're from Boston?
Yeah, so right? I know his story, yes, because I know his story really, really well. And that's a development project as well. So I said, okay, let me do that. So as I decided at that point in time, I'm going to work on that as my narrative piece, Charlottesville happened, right? And so I was like, wow. So Charlottesville in itself was just horrible and ignorant. And what Trump said was ignorant. But what happened days and weeks after that just blew my mind. Here I am. So this is very, very important. As a white guy who's been around black and brown people a lot more than your average white person that thinks they know black people because they listen to Jay-Z or they like Beyonce or they have a black coworker or they dress a certain way. We know that that's not what black culture is, right? It's a part of it. But when you've been going to barbecues and when you've been, I've been locked up, played spades, like the whole, like when you've been around black and brown people for 30 years of your life, and Charlottesville happens, and then as a white guy who's on Facebook and Instagram, when I start seeing other white people post Charlottesville, start posting memes of Muslims getting effed by donkeys or unarmed black men getting killed, black women getting raped, and by white people saying that this is justified or this is okay, I'm like, what human thinks that this is okay to post? How soulless do you need to be to actually want to post something like this and think it's okay? So the ignorance just blew me away. And this is being posted, these memes and these videos are being posted by adult white men and women, some who I knew growing up as playing as if I played hockey with a guy named Tom, 8 years old, in Framingham, Massachusetts. Tom's now 50 years old, who the Toms and the Janes who are white, who I grew up with, mostly had regular lives as like plumbers or carpenters or store workers that never felt the need to get a mobile phone, let alone a smartphone, let alone a Facebook page or an Instagram page. They're now 40 and 50, 60 years old. So now they, never having gone down the road of understanding what tech is, like we have because we're in the business, so we've grown with tech from the beginning. They now have kids and grandkids who have pages on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. So now they're having to adapt it because they're of a certain age and they just, okay, I got a Facebook page. My nephew set this up. Oh, this is kind of funny. Let me repost this and let me post this. So the ignorance of them posting stuff that otherwise they should already know how to post, they post. And I said to myself, how can these experienced life people who understand that enslaving any human being is wrong, they've likely seen roots or 12 years a slave, like how can they feel it's okay to post this ignorance? Like what would make them think that they can't? And then that's when it clicked. I said, what if they could see what's happening in these images and memes that they're posting happen to somebody that looks just like them? Better yet, what if it's their daughter or their mother getting raped or beaten or killed and hung and whipped? What if that was the moment that CRACKA was born?
Yeah, man, I watched it. And it was, I will say, it was super thought-provoking. And it was uncomfortable too. But I'm uncomfortable seeing anyone enslaved, whether it's black or white. When I watch black slave movies, it's uncomfortable. But I just want to thank you for using your platform in that way and pretty much pushing the envelope to make people see. Because everybody has these conversations, it's kitchen table talk. Everybody says, well, if George Floyd was white and a black police had his knee on his neck, then what would have happened? If Ahmaud Arbery was white and he was running through, what would have happened? So you kind of showed us that what if thing.
Yep.
So I thank you for using your platform to do that. And it's very brave. A lot of people would not do that.
Well, you know what? You know what I said? So the only people that really had an issue with it are people who are either racist or they don't know that they're racist. And I can go on and on about the death threats that we received, that the FBI called us because our addresses were being posted online saying this is where he lives. And on my Instagram page, I think this 3 posts ago, I actually played a video of a bunch of voicemails being left by dumb, ignorant, racist morons that actually call from their own numbers, leaving me these horrible voicemails just to kind of give you an idea of the ignorance that's out there. So listen, I've been through, I should have been dead 4 or 5 times in my life at this point, and I'm still here. I've had a humbly successful career in life. I love what I do. So I walk in absolute fearlessness. So anybody has an issue with what I'm talking about,
Kim said, we ain't scared, come with it, which is what I was going to ask you. you know, I'm believing that you said, because everybody wants to see more of CRACKA. You know, it was a short. Everyone wants to see more.
Yeah,
And
let me just say this. In fact, this is what it was. So CRACKA, initially, as I told you, was going to be just a visual piece for my agent management team to show studios and executives that Dale, as a filmmaker, can also direct actors and work from his own script. So what it technically is called is a proof of concept video. And I just happened to think, as I was filming a couple of scenes, let me just kind of make it just a tad more cohesive, just in the event I need to actually sell this as a short, which I really, 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 really didn't think I was going to have to do, because the second it was done, oh, let me take a step back. So just as I told you how it evolved from being a piece from my Crispus project into CRACKA, a lot of my friends in the business, people like RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan, was like, yo, bro, I want to be down with this. And now he was, over the years, a part of a few of my other projects, but it was always more traditionally Hollywood, in that speak to my manager, my lawyers, work it out. But the second he heard my CRACKA pitch, sent me a text, bro, I'm in, like in. He's like, can we wait until the top of 2018 and I'll pay for it? I said, no, I got to go now. So not only were people so hip to it, just hearing the concept, when they saw it, it was lights out. And so when it was done a few months later, after we got finished editing, it went to WME, and they wanted to package me with people like Ryan Coogler, Donald Glover, Carlton Cuse, he did Lost, Jonathan Nolan, Jordan Peele. And like, it was, we're getting in every major room. And there, now what happened was, and this is Hollywood, what happened was, I got emails and texts from all these major players, and this is what the proof of concept was for, to show that this can be a series. So we were going up the ladder of all these different places, but it got to, I guess, what you call it, the white room, where all the white people were like, well, we don't know because white people are getting raped. And I'm like, but that's the idea. You guys are always making films and TV shows about blacks and brown getting raped, getting killed, getting murdered, getting shot. I'm just simply using science fiction as a Trojan horse to help people see racism through a new lens, to show that it's wrong. And they just said, well, we don't know. And I'm like, wow, this is just crazy. Like, how can it be okay for you guys to make another series called Good Lord Bird, I think it's called, with Ethan Hawke, who plays the white man who comes saves the black people because they need his help, and keep making slave movies. And I know enough black people in my world, they're like, listen, we're tired of seeing that stuff. Like, we need to see some new stories. So I made it to really help educate the ignorant, or the white, because not every white person that is racist or have overt white privilege are bad intentionally. They just don't know that they're wrong. So although you have the neo-Nazis and the skinheads, and you get the people that hate black and brown because they think they're racially superior, fuck them. It's like, I'm trying to reach the people that don't get it, like the white people that say, well, BLM, you know, they're looting, and I'm like, you guys don't get it. This is 401 years of shit that we started. Like, well, my parents didn't know slaves. It's not the point. Like, we came here.
right.
We came here. We stole this land. We raped and pillaged and looted a whole entire culture of people, and we claimed it as our own. So we have no moral high ground. And we went from slavery to allegedly being free to the ghettos, and just never getting our knee off their neck. And we want to say, well, they have equal opportunity like us. No. So like, the idea of creating CRACKA was to just put the people that don't think there's anything wrong right now with systemic racism, to help them see that, okay, maybe I've seen this and I wasn't aware of just how much of an impact slavery has had on black and brown people my entire life. And it's a shock for a lot of white people who are 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, because they grew up thinking, well, blacks have equal, they can get the same job my uncle can, and they can get scholarships, and they can play sports, and they get their rap music, they get their cars. That's ignorance. So a lot of those white people, and I'm getting through, because obviously, and it's a lot of those white people that say there's no such thing as racism. Racism doesn't exist. And I'm like, okay, so for something that doesn't exist, my 90-second trailer that we dropped on Juneteenth went viral in 24 hours with damn near 19,000 comments. And you guys were up in arms over 4 seconds of a 90-second trailer that had a very, very, very tame rape scene where there's no nudity. It's just over the top acting, great acting by my cast who loved what they did. But you guys are more upset over that scene for 4 seconds than you are over 526 seconds of seeing an unarmed black man get choked in front of you by a cop live. Like, you're more upset about that fake TV show than you are reality of a murder. Like, check yourself. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I just experienced something on Sunday, and which is why I asked you. I said, let's have this conversation. Let's have a race conversation. On Sunday, I'm just minding my business at home. It's a lot of land, it's 15 acres, right? And it's a very long driveway, maybe a quarter of a mile or more, I don't know. But there was a young man in his 30s, white, and he had 5 or 6 younger teenage white kids up and down my driveway. Up, yang, 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 with, you know, dirt bikes, right? So when I go out to say, hey guys, this is private property, you can't just be up and down my driveway, they call me, oh, you a black Karen. You a black Karen. What you want these kids out on the street getting into trouble, all this? I'm like, I'm a black Karen because this is my property. Like, that kind of white privilege makes you believe this is an all black development, okay?
Yeah.
And they believe that they can just come here on the weekends and just wreak havoc up and down our street. And I'm just so baffled by the privilege that they have been taught that that's okay. And like, we moved out here for the peace and quiet, and they have found this neighborhood to come here and pretty much try and take over. So I called the police. And the police was a Trump. And I mean, he told me under no uncertain terms, like, yes, they can't be around here. And, you know, when I told them get out the driveway, they started on the main road of my development. Right. And the officer said, without tags on those cars, I mean, you know, on the dirt bikes, they can't be on the street anyway. Right. But he did nothing. He did nothing. I'm like, okay. I mean, I was over it. I'm like, okay, let me just get through this. And then I need to find out who I need to write letters to, where I need to go, because this can't happen. Like, you're not going to come over here and take over. Now here you won't. And then call me a black Karen.
1 or 2 calls to some of the friends, and they should be right there making sure that that dumb shit don't happen again.
Oh, well, guess what my husband said? My husband said, oh, we're going to get them 12 o'clock boys out here and then see what y'all going to do then.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, so anyway, I want you to do a little bit of name dropping, Shawty. Do a little bit of name dropping and tell us who some people you work with on these music videos.
Oh God, I mean, it's so I started out doing rock and metal videos, right? Because that was like a lane I was in after being asked to shoot this tour back in 2000 called Tattoo the Earth. So I was able to meet bands like Slipknot and Slayer and Seven Dust and Metallica and Stone Temple Pilots and Hatebreed. And so I did all these rock and metal videos, and that was in 2000, and my first music video wasn't until 2003, and it was for some rock and metal bands. But I wanted to cross over into hip hop because the bigger budgets at that point in time were going on in hip hop. So it took me about 2 years of just grinding and killing it in music videos, because my first year in 2003, I did like 7 videos. Then in 2004, I did like 120. And then I were into hip hop. I did like 200 in 2005, and then 6 and 7. So I did Dipset videos like Joel Santana, Cameron, Jim Jones. I did like the Ballin' video for Jimmy. I did all the Soulja Boy's big videos, Akon, Pitbull, Snoop, you know, Fall Out Boy, Tyga, his first video, Gym Class Heroes, Busta Rhymes, Method Man, Redman, Little Kim, Nicki Minaj, Adi, 3 6 Mafia, Rick Ross, Sean Garrett, Keisha Cole, The Game, on and on and on. So there you go. There's a Diddy. There's just I can just yeah. I've done nearly just over 1,000 videos.
Damn, I'm so proud of you though. You know, I was watching as a bystander. I'm like, me and Dale, we got to get back together. Me, Dale, and Kim, honey.
Yep, yeah. Yeah. No, it's definitely been a grind, and you know, I'm self-made just like you are, and you know, we just do what we do, no matter what happens. And of course, you know, like you said today, the devil's always busy. People are trying to bring you down. People trying to hate on you, and everybody's got their path to success, and everybody's got their different relationships. But at the end of the day, you know, we utilize the skill set that we have. Some more like I can't write code, I can't fix my motor in my car, but I can direct the hell out of anything, and I'm in touch with people's emotions and understand story. And I'm a maniacal Virgo. Like I share the same birthday as Michael Jackson, and you know Beyonce's a Virgo, Zendaya, who's a homie, is a Virgo. Us Virgos are special kind of breed. Much like all the zodiacs have their thing, but Virgo specifically, we're regarded as being very, very. I'll use the word specific. Some people may say anal, but we're very specific about what the hell. Kiki, my homegirl, Kiki, who's gonna be in a project with me. She's a Virgo. Her mom's a Virgo. So
well, what's Kim's sign?
She's a Taurus. She's a bull.
Ah, okay. My dad was a Taurus. Okay. I love me a Taurus.
What are you?
I'm a Leo.
Okay. Oh, you're not too far from me. I think you're just before me. So anyway, yeah. So I just been very tenacious about going where I want to go, and you know, I just utilize, like, again, my skill set and my relationships as best I can. But at the end of the day, you just need to show and prove, and you got to continue to just do the work, no matter what happens. There's a lot of ups and downs. I've been close. I've been on this turn for many years, and I believe CRACKA is going to be that linchpin that actually sets me off to that next phase of my career for the next 20, 30 years.
So where do you see CRACKA headed? What's in store? What's next?
So just before we dropped it, because of all the hype that we got off it, we got an option on it for us to make it into a $4 million TV series, right? So here's the thing. So we have that happening. It's scheduled to start, and based on the new paper, late February. So as we all know, like when money clears, which some money cleared, but when the big money clears, that's when we know we can actually, you know, start to have the party and get in production and have set. Because I thrive at being on set. Like that's my favorite place to be ever, when I'm not chilling or it's on set. Like I just like a rapper or rocker in a studio or on tour. Me, it's on set. I love being around my crew, my team, my family. I just love creating and just going from one set to the next. And that's like one of my biggest joys. And I've mentored many other young filmmakers that are killing it in music videos today. Like, there's about 15, 20 people that are household names as directors and editors and DPs that are killing it, that came through my Rage Nation school. So, and you were there for the very, very beginning. Actually, I don't know if you know this, but our cinematographer, Martin Algren, is a legendary cinematographer now. He's done House of Cards season 3. He's done Daredevil. He's done Altered Carbon for Netflix. He's just a stellar cinematographer. Billy Porter had his first film role in Colors of Rage, and Billy Porter.
Was he there?
Yes, he played the street performer. He was killing it on Broadway. I think he was in Smokey Joe's Cafe, or he was in one of those musicals on Broadway back then. And I had him for about 6 hours, so I had him play like a street heckler, like my character who was boyfriends to Nikki Richards in the film, as the struggling couple from Boston. He played a street heckler, so I had him in 2 scenes or maybe 3. And Chocolate, who was Lauryn Hill's drummer, he's also in the scene with Billy Porter. So yeah, Billy Porter from Pose, who had his own crazy career, struggling to get to where he's at now. He was in CRACKA. I mean, he was in Colors of Rage as well. So we did. Redman was in it. Redman and I still close.
I remember Redman there. Yeah, so now I can say I did a movie with Billy Porter, honey.
Yes.
I didn't even know he was there. But so I think you should tell people a little bit about what Colors of Rage was about, because even back then, 20 years ago, it was still about race.
So it's interesting you say that, because when the CRACKA trailer dropped, a lot of people just, you know, their antennas went up. Like, okay, this is a hot topic. This is racism. This is happening now with George Floyd and all this stuff that's happening with BLM and marches, and it just became a very powerful tool at that moment in time. And I felt like using that as a tool to move forward is so great, knowing that I come from always wanting to sort of set the record straight with racism and give perspective. So when the CRACKA trailer dropped, all these very smart kids and people and adults that do reaction videos, like, do you know what reaction videos are on YouTube? Like
Yeah.
they actually watch something, a commercial, a music video, a movie, or a trailer. They'll react to it live as they watch it. And sometimes they'll pause and talk to their audience. But the smart ones, mostly, like, I think there's 2 or 3 young black kids who were like, they did their research and they're very intelligent, but they're like, okay, wow, okay, so this guy Dale, he's white, he's married to a black woman named Kim, and he did about Colors of Rage. Okay, so this isn't just some new thing he's jumping on. So like the smart ones really do their research. And they know this isn't just some guy just jumping on, oh well, I want to be woke and I want to be no. And even touching on another subject, when I started doing music videos and hip hop, I was like the director from like 2005 to 2009 or 10, and the white director, mind you, that was always looking out for the chocolate girls, not just the light skins, but the chocolate girls.
Hello.
And I was being told by labels, well, no, she's too dark. We need to. And I was and everybody in that time in that circle, they'll tell you, okay, Rage, Dale was always looking out for the black and browns. So Colors of Rage was a story about a interracial couple moving from Boston to New York City in like the mid to late 90s and just dealing with racism back then. And that's when I remember I was experienced like the Israelites that were like the black Israelites would be in Times Square who just called every white person walk by the white devil. And just there was just a lot of even though hip hop was getting woke and there was a lot of positivity, New York City in the mid 90s to late 90s, there was still a lot of division. And of course, Giuliani has a lot to do with it, all kinds of, micro sociological issues that cause, problems in our culture and in our cities and our suburbs. But it was important for me to make a statement of saying, okay, this couple, no matter what's happening, is going to make it through. And even though it was based on some true story stuff, and it didn't end up in a real positive way, I forced the story to go that way because I was intent on selling a message that, harmony can be achieved as long as people stick together and work through all the tough times.
Yeah. So how was your family with you bringing home a black woman, and how was Kim's family bringing home a white man? Was there? I have these conversations with friends sometimes who they can't get over the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like everyone is racist, but when things happen, people are like, see, I told you, like, if people had to take a side, they're going over there on the white side if they can,
right.
If they can pass. So did you guys have any friction with your families?
No, not at all. I think when I was still in my teens, and I was 19, 20, and I brought home my first black girl, I think my parents were a little taken aback. My parents were never racist at all. I remember, I think I was in 3rd grade, I called my teacher, Mrs. Harding, the N-word, because I think I heard one of my other friends say it, and I said it, and I got in trouble. My dad made me go up to school. He whipped me and made me apologize to Mrs. Harding. And so my parents were never racist, but they were taken aback the first time I brought home a black girl. And then, they got used to it. And then, because I dated white girls and some Spanish girls, but I just always felt like I was drawn more towards black and brown girls. So it just sort of just became more normal for them to see me with brown girls. So then by the time me and Kim had met, this is probably about maybe 10, 12 years after they see me with my first black girl, they met Kim. They knew Kim was smart. She was intelligent. She had a great job. She was very presentable. Like, they were already, she won them over the first time she met them, which I think was Christmas.
Dale, I'm sorry. Kim's so crazy. She is cracking me up in these comments. I love my cracker.
I can see the feed. Yeah. Yeah, she's crazy. So they left her, and then I met her. I met her mom and her dad, and they liked me a lot. So yeah, she was raised by a mom who had Kim was one of 9, and in Hoboken, New Jersey, which is predominantly white. And so she grew up liking Bruce Springsteen as much as she liked the Sugar Hill Gang. So she worked in entertainment, working with people like Celine Dion and Sting and Russell Simmons and Diddy and Carole King and a lot of legends. So
power couple.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't have that traditional friction, but we know that we know that it exists. So but we're in a time now where let me just use BLM as these marches as an example, where these younger generations, they ain't having the dumb shit. There may be some 30, 40, 50-year-old racists that are still lingering around, carrying around their, well, white power, or the South, or the Confederate flag, or Trump. And keep your anger, keep your dumb ignorance where you want to keep it. But at the end of the day, these younger generations, they're going to continue to just populate, and they're going to continue just to grow, and you'll be dying off. And because these younger, like these marches that we've gone to have been mostly with the majority white and then black and brown people. So like I feel comfortable knowing that no matter what happens, once the idiot in office is gone in a couple of weeks, with this new administration, over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, that angry white minority is going to shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink.
Well, that is the prayer.
Yes.
That is the prayer. But Kim should have been on the couch next to you, because she is going up in these comments, and I'm here for it, Kim.
She in the room. She did her hair today. She has her own little hustle that she's doing, and so she's fully supportive. And I think she found she had the date mixed up because she likes turning out on going live. So and she's got an artist that she's working with. You're in Maryland, right?
Yes.
We just did a music video for an artist named Tylen, who's in Prince George.
Prince George's County, yeah.
Yeah, right near you. So you should
PG
actually.
County.
Yeah, well, I'll have Kim connect you with her. The family's amazing family. You'll love them. So maybe just do something with them too, because it will be a nice power move, because they're very connected. You're connected, and you got a great platform. And I love your baggage concept.
Yes, honey, that's why we're on here. We're talking about the baggage of racism today.
Yeah. So when you first heard about so going back to Colors of Rage, can you remember your line from your scene that you're in?
You know what? Listen, my sister is on here. Some of my girlfriends are on here. You know what's so crazy? I said my daddy would beat my ass if I brought home a Brandon or a Brett. And not even, I'm probably like 2 years later, I met a Brett and was dating a Brett for many years and lived with a Brett. I thought I was going to marry him. Thank God that didn't happen. But a black Brett.
Wow, that's hysterical. That's hysterical. But yeah, that was a great line. Yeah. That was a crazy time. I think, it was Cheryl Riley was in that with Nikki and Allison Williams. Yes, it was a great time. I remember every single day I've ever shot, I think, my entire life. I can literally go back to any rock, metal, hip hop video location. Like, it's one of those things that I have. So I remember that day exactly. I think you had braces then too, right?
I did. I was a little brace face. And so one of my shots was just sad profile, right? But then I had the brace face camera right here. I was like, oh no!
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
It's funny, Joe Trapani, who was doing makeup on us, he's still with us. Joe works on some of our music videos. He's going to be working on this Gloria Gaynor music video that we're doing and on Sunday up here in Yonkers, New York. So Joe has been with us. He worked on CRACKA as well. He actually applied the tattoo to Lorenzo, who plays my lead in the SS on his head. So Joe said to say hello to you when we go live. So Joe says hello.
Oh, hi Joe. How sweet is this? How great is it when things come full circle?
Yeah,
right.
It's amazing. Yeah, humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings. That's right. And it's so great to connect with you guys and have, like, my time in LA. I will tell you the thing I appreciated about you the most. People make a lot of, and Kim, you will appreciate this. Your husband is like so amazing and so awesome to just mentor people, take them under their wings. And when my little short time in LA, everybody was trying to get me on a casting couch. And Kim, I'm just going to tell you, your husband is just like the realest one. Like, genuinely want to help people, never, anything sideways. And I just always loved that and appreciated that for you, that I knew that I had a safe space with you, like a brotherly safe space.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, that was for me something so super different from any of my other experiences in LA. Kim said he's a good cracker.
No, well, when Kim was on set, from day one all the way through our 7 days of filming, Kim had the bestest time with Joyce Washington, who's also Black, who came in from LA, who worked on as a producer on it. Kim was out there telling every single white person, move, CRACKA, CRACKA, move your ass, CRACKA, get in line, CRACKA. Kim was cracking on every cracker she could see.
Yeah, she said you're a good cracker. And I will say, like, you know, everything that's coming your way, and, you know, I've been watching you over the years, because it was some award show. It was a video, and I think you guys won. I can't think of what that guy's name is. The short, heavy guy, dressed kind of weird, from LA. Can't think of his name, but I think you did something with him, and I saw it like on Entertainment Tonight, and I was rooting for it. But I'm like, everything that Dale gets, he deserves. Everything coming your way, you deserve it. All the blessings your way. I just love you guys.
Thank you so much. Well, listen, listen, you're a day one with us. When, you know, we get in production anything significant and big, and you want to be a part of it, you know, you have the access to make the call. Obviously, you're doing multiple verticals for your own self with your many business lines, and I know that Kim liked your baggage line. She's actually doing you guys should actually have a side conversation, because she's doing some really cute stuff with some enhanced personal bags that she makes. So you guys could do some really nice things together. And if you go to the we're gonna start selling the CRACKA merch. So we're gonna have CRACKA hoodies, CRACKA hats. So you can own your own CRACKA.
Yeah, Kim said I'm gonna be in CRACKA, and Kim, I'm taking you up on that. But I am gonna send you guys some merch. I am gonna do that, and then I'm gonna invite you guys on our virtual tour. But someone is saying CeeLo. Yes, it was CeeLo that I saw you with. Yes.
Yeah. I shot his live concert in LA for AT&T at the Ace Theater. Yeah, I've done a lot of things with CeeLo and his management company. So yeah, I've really done. I've done a. Oh, I think you probably saw us on a red carpet together at a Primary Wave party doing the Grammys. Maybe
Yep,
that.
Yep. My sister says she needs CRACKA merch, but before you get your CRACKA
hold on.
merch,
You gotta go to CRACKA World, crackaworld.com, and it's the site's being built, but it's still some CRACKA imagery there. There's a tab for t-shirts and hoodies, and watch the trailer. So you click on hoodies, you can just order it up, and you can own your own CRACKA.
Kim, type the link to it in the comment section. But before that, Kim, type down there, everybody, before they worry about the merch, let's go download that movie tonight. And after you watch it, please make sure you leave a review. I'm gonna get on top of people.
Listen, they can't watch the movie anymore because we have the 30-minute piece we just had to take down because of the option that we just signed. So yeah, so part of the deal was because the people put up the money, they're like, we don't want to have this out there taking away possible hype that we can have when we launch the series. So for now, it's down. After going #1 on Google, #2 on iTunes, and #3 on Amazon. And we went #1, #2, and #3 over the Christmas holiday with no marketing dollars behind it, no promotion behind it, going against Disney and all these big companies with their Frozens and with their Scooby-Doos and their Smurfs. CRACKA just crushing it because it was the proof of concept, which we can finally say we proved it, because obviously you don't have a title with no stars and no money behind it, charting at #1, #2, #3, doing those kinds of numbers. So the proof of concept proved itself. So now the proof is in the pudding. People want to see it. So the deal came across the table. They cut a check. Part of the deal was we pull it down. But what they can do is they can go to YouTube and check out the trailer. If they go to CRACKA World and maybe sign up for keeping up with an update, that'd be fantastic, because we're gonna grow this CRACKA brand beyond this series. And we actually have some of the founders of Coachella reached out to me. They actually came to a set that I'm filming at, and they said, we want to maybe do like a CRACKA Fest stage that will have like people like Kendrick Lamar and Jay-Z and Rage Against the Machine and Eminem, and like all kinds of just like cross-culture artists that are all about unity. So we're growing this brand. The CRACKA merch will probably be something a lot more along the lines of very youth-driven and like lyrical lemonade, like light colors, because it doesn't have that same negative connotation as the N-word, because it's just, that's so deeply rooted in negativity. CRACKA is more of a word that doesn't have that. we know what the context is, but it doesn't have that same deep anger. And we trademarked the name. We were able to trademark the name CRACKA so we can monetize it in a way and put across the message. And once we grow that brand, I want to put proceeds towards different programs. So it's going to be and as much as you want to help and be part of it, then you're welcome to the team. So
you already know I'm in there like swimwear, baby.
Hey. Awesome.
So yeah, you have any parting? I'm sorry people can't get to watch it. I wish we had this like last week so that people would have had an opportunity to watch it.
Listen, if it comes around, like I said before, you probably didn't pick this up when I was saying. So the option lasts for 3 months. If for whatever reason they don't come through, now even though we just signed an option and they know that there's been several other companies that have now since seen the charting that are coming back and saying, listen, what's going on with it right now? I'm like, well, y'all could have had this
right.
So, but now you missed out. So now these people jumped in, they cut a check, and I'm like, okay, so we'll abide by our rules. We'll take it down. Once the money flows, we go into production, whether it's Louisiana or whether it's in Atlanta or someplace in Florida. We're going to use a tax credit state and do it the right way, because I want this is going to be on the level of Vikings, Outlander. Have you seen Outlander?
I have not.
Outlander is a series that takes place in the past. It actually, the present day for Outlander is 1940s, World War II. An Irish woman in London goes for a walk. She sees some sort of Celtic magical thing happening by some stones at night. She goes back there the next day. She falls through time, like 3 centuries, falls in love with a Scottish rebel, and it's this whole amazing time travel love story. The wardrobe's amazing. So it's a love story. It's science fiction, blend time travel. So Crack is going to have that same vibe. So no matter where we film it, we're going to take advantage of that amazing location and the tax credits and the amazing local talent, because we will have to have an abundance of characters that are both the slave, the enslaved, and also the slave masters, and we'll have some abolitionists. So it's going to be a similar story that we've seen many times, but just something as simple as flipping the races.
Flip the script.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so those ones that told you know it first, I want you to tell them back then they didn't know me, now hot they all on me, Mike Jones.
Hey, yep.
My sister's in the comments talking about she's my baggage. Actually, I am really her baggage.
You guys are close? You guys are close?
Yes, we are. We're 9 years apart, but we're really close. Huh?
She's older or younger?
She's older.
Okay, so when you were doing Colors of Rage, she was like, you're going to New York City, you're going to be in a movie, you better be careful.
She probably doesn't even remember. That's my mama's sister, though.
Oh, got it.
She might not remember, but you know what I remember about it? Because I submitted. I saw it on a trade thing or something, and I submitted. And I remember y'all called like, yeah, we would like to have you, but you coming on your own dime. I was like, oh, I'm coming on. You're like, y'all were like, we're not paying no expenses. We're not doing all that. I'm like, okay.
Right. Yeah.
This is a learning experience for me, and I'm all in. I don't care. I pay my own way.
Wait, when I was just trying to audition for roles in Boston as an actor, I was going to every audition I could. And I got my SAG card in Boston. And I remember I saw a casting they were doing that film, Last of the Mohicans, with Daniel Day-Lewis. It was a great movie. And Michael Mann was the director. And I remember seeing the posting for it back when they used to actually post auditions on walls and telephone poles. Do they even have telephone poles anymore? Anyways, I remember seeing the audition that said, we only need American Indians. We don't need any Caucasians, any blacks. And I was like, they might need some white people to kill some Indians. So let me just go too. And I didn't know, they didn't see me, but my point is, when you really want to, have success in something, you don't let anything stand in your way.
That's right.
I'm glad that you made that trip, that you saw the value in yourself, and you're willing to do something that probably not a lot of people are willing to do, and it paid off for you in your own humble way. And here you are all these years later, we're still connected, and you're still killing it on your own, and you're still taking those steps and being adventurous and putting yourself first and making your dream happen.
Yep. So yeah, you have any parting things you want to tell the people? Or first of all, you guys go follow CRACKA. What is it? CRACKA TV on IG.
CRACKA TV or Real Rage, REELRAGE. CRACKA.
Dale, what do you prefer? Because I know I call you Dale. You go by Dale or Rage?
No, Dale's fine. Rage became a music video tag because a lot of the artists I was doing videos for that I would meet at award shows would say, "You look familiar, but what's your name?" And I would say, "Dale Resteghini," and they would say, "Dale Rest." Like it just became something they couldn't like remember instantly. So it was around the time I was asked to do the Soulja Boy video for Crank That, which every director on that planet wanted to do, because at that point in time, Crank That was like literally the biggest thing in hip hop. His manager Smurf, who's in College Park, Georgia, said to me, "Yo, D said that you were that you were the guy to do this video," because I was blowing up at that point in time. And he goes, "I kind of heard that you had a nickname called Rage." And I kind of did have a nickname called Rage, but it was for something totally different. Because I used to do rock and metal videos, right, that were low budget. And when I didn't have money for even have to have drum pads and cymbals that would make the sound not so loud, I would have to scream over the drummer to make sure the band members were in time and they were doing what they're supposed to do. And so people would kind of just misinterpret me screaming as being angry and rage. So that was like a very small unknown nickname, but it kind of traveled. And then Smurf said, "I'm going to give you the Soulja Boy video, but I want you to change your name to Rage." I guess from a marketing standpoint, it made a lot of sense for him to say you got a guy named Rage doing the video. And then for me, it worked out because a lot of rappers would say, yeah, Rage. It's just easier to roll off the tongue. So it definitely got me a lot of work, and it was a nice moment in time for me. Some artists didn't want to work with me because they thought a guy named Rage was like probably not somebody you want to work with, which is just whatever. But it definitely really worked for me coming up during those big time, the bigger budgets back in from 05 to 2010, because, you know, Kim and I had a really, really great run during that point in time before the budgets came crashing down in the wake of downloading and streaming.
Well, awesome. Someone just said, great interview. And I just want to say here with the I Come With Baggage, I like to say these are candid conversations. We don't do any prep before. We don't have, you're almost the first person that didn't say like, well, Crystal, what are we talking about? Can you give me some questions in advance? Like, you're a pro. I'm like, can you hop on a live? We're just going to have a candid conversation. You're like, sure, I'll be on there.
Anything. You know what? I come from having to figure it out myself. And so when you're in that situation, it's like that Eminem line, you got one shot. You're going to kill it, or you're going to fold. And I just don't fold. Neither do you.
Yeah, I love it. So I want to let everybody know, listen, I come with baggage. We all come with baggage. So don't forget, you guys, follow the Fly Travel line, and you can get your I Come With Baggage tees. You guys, I really want you guys, if you're not busy, but we'll talk offline. I'm having a Sip Social in Sicily on January the 9th, where we're going to go to Sicily virtually. But it's going to be a live. It's going to be a guy on the opposite side giving us a tour, doing a live concert with Sicilian music. And he's going to teach us Italian hand language, and you're Italian.
Hold on a second. Kim, do you want to go to Sicily with Crystal on what day?
January 9th.
On 9th? You want to go to Sicily on the 9th? What's she typing? I can't see the feed.
Yeah, it's virtual. So you guys will be on the Zoom in Sicily.
Really good friends are straight Italian. They can speak Italian fluently, so I'm sure that they want to jump on too.
Okay, cool. My sister said, Kim, your tea is on the way. Yeah, I'm gonna put together a really nice gift basket for you guys.
Kim will make sure you get a CRACKA hoodie too.
Awesome. You know I'm gonna be rocking in Pride up on the gram.
There you go.
All right, well, don't be a stranger. I'm sure you won't. We're always on each other's pages. So I will talk to you soon. You have anything you want from people? I got a few people on here that do a lot of supporting. Anything you need, anything you want?
I would say please follow the CRACKA TV, and they can reach out to Litzia, who runs that page, and say hello, Litzia Rotundo. She's great at running that page. And there's also a gentleman, Kim. Send them. Oh, if they're on TikTok, go to Roon, ROON underscore Tang, TANG. This white guy went viral with, you've probably seen it. He's like, I want to be the house cracker in CRACKA. And he's in Atlanta. He went viral. He's got over like 1 million views of this one CRACKA post he did. He's like, let me tell you about this series called CRACKA. It's about if the blacks are the masters and the whites, like he's just really animated and funny about it. And he's basically sort of our, I won't call him a mascot, but he's kind of like the mascot for CRACKA. He does all these CRACKA posts. And so go follow him because he always has the update of what's going on with our series and the CRACKA situation. So they can go to either crackaworld.com to stay in touch. And we're going to be more active in keeping that site updated with information now that we know what we're doing right now. And follow me at Real Rage, and let's just keep this thing moving.
Let's keep it moving. And you know what? When things continue to progress with you, I'm so sorry people couldn't download. I had people on standby to download and put some reviews on there.
Right.
But they got an opportunity when this thing goes to series. It's going to be amazing and huge. And you know I'm going to be a big old cheerleader. I'm going to be over there on the sidelines. Hey.
Well, listen, they can support by checking out CRACKA merch, and they can only run CRACKA hoodie, cap, t-shirt. So I appreciate all the support and love. If you're in LA anytime soon or up north to New York, New Jersey, feel free to drop on by. But let's stay in touch. I know Kim will go to Sicily with you on the 9th. And I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you for having me on your live.
Oh, you're welcome. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, Kim. Kim, I'll be in touch because I gotta get the address to send you guys a package. And Kim already invited me up to Jersey. I'll be there. Does she have a cat anymore?
We have 2.
Yeah, 2 cats. See. You know, I had to do a little wellness check on my mind. Make sure I still remember good.
I think last time you saw us, we just had one, but then we got a second one named Minxie. So we have a black cat and a gray cat. They're our family. They're fur babies. Like they're our family. So yeah, they love it up here, as will you. So I think you live in a similar area where you get peace and quiet, some acreage, but we don't have any CRACKA kids running around on motorbikes on our street.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys soon. Kim already invited me as soon as the Rona is over. As soon as Rona is over, I'm on my way, dog.
I got you. Talk soon.
All right. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye, Kim. Love you, girl.
Bye, hon.